So let's start with the incredibly obvious. No, this is not a rant view. So why did I appear on screen in front of you guys as if this was a rant view? Because that's my usual go-to, where I got my head in my hands, and I'm just like as if this episode pissed me off. Well, it's very simple. I just finished the episode, like literally the credits of each player's opponent just wrapped up, and I'm gonna go ahead and say this as bluntly as I can. Fuck this three-parter. I'm just gonna start right there. Fuck this three-parter. Now I know what a lot of people are probably looking at me like I'm strange, like I'm diseased or something. Okay, sorry, I had to check a thing, but yeah, here's the problem. Okay, here's the ultimate problem when it comes to this episode. Okay, hey, I'm gonna be ranting. Okay, as I turn my phone off. I just turn my phone completely off so I do not get this. Whoa, no, I did not want to boot up Discord. Just so that way I don't get distracted while I'm ranting, because I'm going to be ranting in this episode. Completely fucking ranting. And most of my ranting is going to be directed at two things. Hates. Well, to be more accurate, one aspect. There's going to be something I'm going to be bitching about from the construction of fiction, from a construction of fiction perspective, and from a character perspective. Because Seto, yes, Seto, pissed me off in this episode. More so in part 3 than in anything else. Which is fucking sad, because he was literally the reason why part 1 got the fucking point 2 minutes and 37 seconds. Did I get that right? Hang on. Yes, I actually got it correct. The seconds correct, too. Holy shit. 2 minutes, and he was the reason why 2 minutes and 37 seconds is how long in part 1 took to get the fucking point in the sub. I'm angry. I am actually angry at this episode. Now, why is it not review? Because it's not actually terrible. It doesn't have that last little oomph dragging it down. I'm not that petty, okay? Despite what Mechanical Mayhem may have made you think, I'm not that fucking petty. I'll tell you what pulled this thing out of review status. The duel itself. That's what pulled this fucking episode out of rant view status. There you go. Because everything there's things that will elevate an episode. I mean, hell, I know I keep hammering on about this point, but like the road to battle speech from Seto in Face Off. How did we go from Seto being awesome to Seto being fucking terrible? And that's the other thing too. He actually wasn't even that bad. He wasn't even that bad in the manga up to this point, even. So why is he suddenly starting to sound like a fucking asshole, and caring about the destined duel, with Yugi? Although that part actually doesn't piss me off quite as much as, well, everything he fucking says about Jinochi in all 3 of these episodes, and especially part 3. Exactly as planned. And, oh, don't make me laugh. You rely on luck, which means you never had a plan to begin with. That line fucking angered me. That fucking line set me over the fucking edge. Joey didn't have a plan from the beginning. Have you been paying attention, asshole? Because Grave Whopper was sitting on his fucking field the whole duel. Oh. I am actually angry. Like, I am actively, lividly angry at this episode. So if anyone wants to come at me and say, hey, I give rant view status out too liberally, Here you go, because holy crap. I wouldn't even be surprised if somebody, if a number of the comments this week was, "Wow, I can't believe this wasn't a rant view," because of how angry I am. I am more angry at this episode than I have been at 2 of the 4 rant views we've had so far. I am actually more angry at this episode emotionally than I was at both Lights Camera Duel and Mechanical Mayhem. Mechanical Mayhem just annoyed the piss out of me. It just annoyed the piss out of me and basically had all of the characters act like fucking morons, which was the step too far. Or pushed that one into rant view. You know? Oh, the misogyny that was like hardcore, like practically a fetish of fucking Jean-Claude Magnum. That's what pushed that over the edge. Because, and also the writing being misogynistic. Like, well, I'll put it to you this way: it's the difference. That episode had the whole thing of being a similar idea to, yes, James Bond is a sexist, misogynistic dinosaur, but that doesn't mean Man with the Golden Gun has to be a misogynistic. The writing of the Man with the Golden Gun doesn't have to treat women as a fucking prop, Which is the problem with Man with the Golden Gun. I've been watching James Bond films quite a bit, because I'm trying to go through the whole series, because I may or may not be planning to do to start launching a whole series of videos in a couple of years, which is funny because when those start going live, I'll be in the middle of GX, as I said, because, yeah, like I said, from, next August, from both of our perspectives, that's when NDM is going to end. God, I'm going to watch Pyramid of Light and actually like it, aren't I? Like, God, that would be the kicker. Me being the one guy who doesn't give the equivalent of lamentation status to fucking Pyramid of Light. Oof. Ugh. That would make me have to revoke my duelist. That would revoke my license to duel. Holy crap. What? Alright. Yes, I made a James Bond pun. What of it? I need something to calm me down, because, I'm already yelling. I'm already fucking yelling at this episode. I'm not even 9 minutes into this fucking video, and I've been doing nothing. And for 9 minutes, I've been doing nothing but bitching. I'm checking my phone, which I'll edit out, but bitching and checking my phone is all I've been doing for 9 fucking minutes, because that's how much this episode pissed me off. Ugh. I guess I should mention that. I guess 9 minutes in, whatever, right? Yeah, part 1 got this, sub got the point. Part 2 was fuck that episode, because, I mean, okay, it's not rant. Part 2 wouldn't be a rant view on its own, because it still has, the action from the duel, but man, I talked about the pacing issues of season 2 at length, and I stand behind every single sentence I said. Okay, there are a few episodes where I think the pacing is appropriate and well done. Five God combo, I think okay. You could probably have trimmed it down to 2, but you would be losing a lot of the impact of Osiris. So no, I wouldn't want the Five God combo episode to be reduced. Okay? And of course, the anchor duel, again, speaking strictly from the sub, you really can't chop any of that out, my opinion. Also, where the fuck was the Seto from that 4-parter? Who the fuck is this asshole, and what the fuck has he done with Seto Kaiba? Because this ain't fucking Seto Kaiba. This is the asshole that everybody accuses uses dub Kaiba of Bean. I mean, this is it. This is him right there. Except I would argue Seto's actually more of an asshole than Kaiba in this episode. How the fuck does that work? Mm. Mm. I'm gonna fucking hate this arc, aren't I? Because we're off to a fantastic start. An E rank 3-parter. Oh. Sorry, this is going to be my least popular video that I have ever recorded. Like, even the videos like, I have had videos that have actually literally gotten dislikes. Like, Double Duel got a dislike. Somebody disliked it, right? And I think there was another one that actually got a dislike too. This one, oh god, this one. Ugh. Ugh. So, if you're even seeing this video, please comment. Let me know. Let me know if you hate if you're kind of pissed off at me for being so pissy at this episode. But I guess I should get into it. So, all right. Ugh. Okay. So there's two. So let's shift over to a more positive thing. First and foremost, I like the second version of the season 3 opening intro in the dub. The imagery they use is, the feeling it's invoking. It's all really good stuff, and I really enjoy it. I guess my note about Mokuba saying "not again" and is more accurate to me bitching. Sorry, I just noticed it. And then Wild Drive's new end shot is actually great because it's an image of Alcatraz Tower right at the end, as opposed to the ending, which showed all of the semifinalists or quarterfinalists, I should say, because the semifinal because they're determining the semifinals with this with this battle royale, which is a cool duel. Don't get me wrong. I want to stress that part. The duel is what saved this episode, and I mean that sincerely. Otherwise, yeah, this would have been rant view. I would have been so angry at Seto that it's like, yep, Seto put this into rant view. Straight up. Now, if you're curious about what saved a virtual nightmare, let's see. I just need to flip back. Give me a moment. Virtual nightmare. What saved it? Oh, right. It was the comedy. The comedy in the dub. Yep. Because in the dub, the comedic elements, such as you duel a virtual copy of yourself, and Kaiba responding, "Who better?" That's just so fitting. That's just so him, But I don't even. You know what's funny? I just noticed another one of my notes. You noticed how I literally just noticed in my notes. I literally say "fuck Kaiba's last insult" because his last insult is "you don't belong in my tournament, Wheeler, and you never have." Still a better line than saying he never had a plan to begin with, because again, that shows that you don't have a fucking brain and haven't been paying attention. For God's sake, Kaiba, I have ADHD, and I fucking was able to notice Joey's fucking shit. I would have even have noticed, and that's the other thing too. That's the other thing too. Joey is completely underestimated at every fucking turn in this three-parter, and I don't understand why. Everybody treats him like he's pathetic and terrible, and it's like, were you fucking morons not paying attention during Merger of the Big Five? Or Courtroom Chaos, for that matter? I mean, granted, okay, mocking the fact that he's relying on luck. That's one thing. Mocking his reliance on luck. At least that has a degree of, mockable everything to it. This fucking three-parter is just an excuse. Ugh. But I guess we should get into it because there's a lot of other crap to bitch about other than Seto, so let's just get into this. So we open up with Kaiba pontificating in the dub. In the sub, we actually open with Noah being remembered by Mokuba. And so there's that acknowledgement of that the virtual world arc did happen, which is funny because the dub kind of tries to shove it off to the side as quickly as possible. Now, to be fair, so does the sub, but the thing is the sub says, no, I'm not going to just shove it to the side and be done with it. It, like the dub does, I'm actually going to acknowledge it. I will acknowledge it. I will, and I will basically say point blank, yeah, that happened. I will not pretend like that, that the virtual world arc didn't happen, which is good, which is very good, because the virtual world arc, in this continuity, happened, and we need to acknowledge it, filler or not. And like I said, filler can actually be, well, I'll put it to you this way: all padding is filler, but not all filler is padding. Sense make? But then again, I also define filler differently than some people do because I define filler as the fluff. Some people would say, the virtual world arc is not filler because it's important. But as far as the actual narrative goes, it is actually filler. It was there to fill a runtime. Even from the original creator's perspective, from the studio's perspective, the virtual world arc was just there to fill time so that the manga could get further ahead, so that way we could be set up for these last 20 episodes. Lots of multi-parters in this thing, by the way. Hell, we're doing I think it's a 4-parter next. Actually, I think I have that up still. Yes, I do. Let's see. Hey, yes, it's a 4-part. There's a 4-part. The next one we're going to be covering is a 4-part episode, and then we're going to be covering a 6-part episode. So yeah, the next 2 weeks are going to be covering 10 episodes. Notes. Yeesh. Yeesh. That's crazy. And then we've got Battle for the Bronze, which I think is a 3-part. Oh, no, okay. Yeah, 3 parts. Sorry. Yeah, 3 parts for Battle for the Bronze. Oh, I'm very curious what the fuck I'm gonna think of that. That fucking thing. Then there's the final face-off, which is 5 parts. And then we actually have, believe it or not, 2 standalones to finish up the arc. To finish up Alcatraz Tower. Cool. Oh, God. Anywho, let's just continue. So yeah, lots of multi-parters. Anyways, where was going? So yeah, Mokuba is remembering Noah and is just like, I have to be strong. I don't want to rely on Seto all the time, kind of thing. That will go absolutely nowhere for the entire show, the entire rest of the show. I mean, unless you want to count him being the vice president of Kaiba Corp. I mean, you know, sure. But yeah, but then Seto actually goes ahead and asks Mokuba what's wrong. That and that's literally what gave what lost the dub the point for part one was literally Seto looking at Mokuba saying, "What's wrong?" Acknowledging that he cares about his brother and not just, the glorious battle. Hell, even the way Seto is like, I welcome you to my island, as if he was Ricardo Montalban on in Fantasy Island. Welcome to my island. I give you permission to set foot on the island I am so proud of, and yada yada yada. Right? I love that. That is actually great stuff. It's better dialogue. Oh, it's great stuff. So in the dub, the whole scene with Yugi lamenting that Merrick defeated Bakura and shoved Yami Bakura out of the series until season fucking 5. I'm still mad about that, by the way. Hey, actually, what's funny is we're gonna get a glimpse of him in season 4. I'm pretty sure, or during one scene, which is just okay, whatever. But you know, well, we'll have to talk about that when we get to World of Memories, Millennium World. So, uh, sorry, I'm up here. So yeah, Yugi is lamenting that Bakura lost the Shadow Game. In the dub, it's very much a we have to stop Merrick, we have to save the world, blah 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 blah. In the dub, or sorry, in the sub, excuse me, uh, Yugi is lamenting, America and all this, and Atem even apologizes, saying that it's all his fault, because of his sealed memories. That's why Merrick hates him, and blah 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 blah. Yugi counters that by saying that Atem protects everyone, goes out of his way to protect everyone. I literally wrote it down. You always try to protect everyone, right? And that is true. At least until the Doma arc fucks this up. But, again, I want to stress this point, and I want you to keep it in the back of your mind for Fate of the Pharaoh. I'm not going to bring up the list and count right now, but I'm pretty sure that's going to be like 5 or 6 videos. I'll count after when I'm doing the editing for this video, and I'll go ahead and give you a total. But the problem here, the biggest problem here, is how do I phrase this? Well, the problem is the Doma arc is not as good as some people make it out to be. But again, I'll go over that thing with a fine tooth comb, and then I'll let you know what I think of it as we go through. Because I'll be paying attention to the sub. So we get some better dialogue. Even if Seto is equally as douchey, you know, you're worth less than scrap to Jinochi, which is whatever. I still think Seto treating Jinochi like shit is completely unwarranted. Like, it's bad writing. I'm sorry. There's no two ways about this. I know it's basically that way in the manga, but you know what? That just means the manga is equally as badly written. My opinion. We have the stupid Honda still acting like a monkey gag for some reason. And then I also mentioned that the dub fucked up the doors. So, cool. You know? Oh, I skipped over the Ishizu and Yami Merrick scene, which is entirely pointless. It's just to remind us that Ishizu is still in this narrative and that she hid Rashid away. And what do we got? More dumb antics. So then we start off the four-way preliminary duel, which is meant to decide who faces who in the semifinals as my camera fails to focus. Why is my camera failing to focus? Focus, you piece of shit. Why are you not focusing? There we go. God, autofocus just sucks. Ugh. But anywho, words. Right. So the four-way duel is to determine the Order. We have to have a stupid gag with Joey and Jinochi because fuck off. So in the dub, so yeah, and that's pretty much it for part two. I'm covering the duel all in one nice big chunk at the end because I want to end on something positive, right? Especially that final move, but you know, eh. So Kaiba is acting like a dick, and him misunderstanding the whole danger of the tournament is a plot hole even by the dub standards. Here's the thing, and I want to emphasize this again because this actually came up all the way back at the beginning of season 2. Yes, the world is at stake. The only thing that the dub fucked up on in regards to that, other than the Destiny thing, I'm not even touching that. Other than the double, tripling, and quadrupling down on the Destiny thing, is the fact that the dub is focused on that. It zooms in on the Earth is in danger plot part of the plot, as opposed to the character journey part of the plot. The character journey part of the plot is the point. Is supposed to be how personal the stakes are for the people involved. But here's the problem. But here's the big problem. The world is still in major fucking danger, and the fact that Kaiba doesn't seem to fucking understand that is mind-boggling. Now, Seto seems to not understand that either to a lesser extent, but again, I want to stress this part. Machine go boom. Boom. Smoke and fire. Here. When Obelisk punched the fucking duel machine, the duel machine blew up. Never mind the fact that literally getting smacked by Raw has put people in fucking comas. Now, they don't focus on that part in the sub because again, the sub was focused on the personal stakes, not on the fact that the world is in danger. Yes, the god cards can destroy the world. That's not in question. That's just not what it's focused on. And yes, I did pay attention to the fucking sub. That's how I know that the fact that what the dub is actually fucking up is the focus on the fucking world-ending threat. It's like the world is focused on Godzilla stomping around, and the dub is focused on Godzilla stomping around, and the sub is focused on the character journey. You know, the human character's journey. Ugh. So then Kaiba decides to be an asshole. Well, both Seto and Kaiba decide to be an asshole and taunt Jinochi, saying that, basically saying the same fucking thing. That Jinochi does not belong in the Battle City tournament. I basically have to save my final rant on this fucking piece of shit plot point for Battle for the Bronze, because that is where this will conclude. And thank fuck for that, because God, I'm so sick of this plot point. Jinochi should have earned at least a little bit of Seto's respect. I don't need Seto to be all buddy with, I don't need Seto to be all buddy with Jinochi. I don't need Seto to be banging Shizuka and becoming his fucking brother-in-law. I don't need any of that shit. All I want is for Seto to be written like a fucking human being instead of an egotistical asshole already. An egotistical asshole with zero growth, by the way. And yes, I am saying that about both Seto and Kaiba. Though, fat chance with Kaiba because it's 4 kids, and they're not very good at writing. In other words, I expect it out of 4 kids. I expect better out of Japanese writers. Much better. That's all I'm going to say about that. Head for right now. And I know some people are going to try to argue against me on that, and that's fine. You're welcome to, but no, as far as I can tell, there's been no fucking growth in Seto. He's supposed to be on a character journey. And you know what the sad part is? This is literally them hitting the magic reset button. I don't have I don't really have a button thing. I mean, do I? You know what? We'll use my remote. They hit the magic reset button. That was me hitting the magic reset button. I turned my TV off for the record. That's what they did. They shut off Kaiba's progression. Oh, the virtual world arc was filler. Let's fucking throw that out the window. Really? We're just gonna toss that out the window so we can have Seto be an asshole. After he literally conquered his demons just when he's taunting Jinochi 2 fucking episodes ago. Last fucking week from the Japanese audience's perspective, no less. Because according to the wiki, the part 1 and 2 of this 3-parter actually debuted on the same day. It's kind of weird. But I digress. And Yugi's not helping with this. Yes. We'll talk about Jinochi in a minute. So yeah. So then Jinochi and Yugi's crap continues, and then and then we get to Seto, like, because then we get to an explanation from Joey about about why why he wants to go after Merrick and yada yada yada. And and he talks about his growth through Battle City, and Seto then has a line that is literally just there for Seto to continue to be an asshole. What a pathetically bland journey when he talks about the way Jinochi describes it. Personal growth. I've been fighting hard and yada yada yada. And the other thing is too, you might be like, well, why the hell is Seto being such a fucking asshole to Jinochi? Because Jinochi doesn't have a god card in his deck. That's it. That's the reason. Now, you could say, well, wait, what about the whole he's an ordinary duelist thing? Well, yeah, but if you're really going to argue that that is one of his reasons, then I'm sorry, but that paints Seto Kaiba as one of the biggest paint thinner guzzling dipshits in this entire fucking franchise. And this franchise has some real fucking doozies when it comes to dipshits. It's that guzzle paint thinner on a regular basis. I mean, have you heard of Yuma Tsukumo, for example? Just to name the biggest example off the top of my head. Or Yuya Sakaki while we're on the subject. Fucking Yugioh's not much better, admittedly, but whatever. So he goes through all of this stuff. He makes a brilliant play at the end, and also he has the fucking flashback of trying to say that Mai was right when she was saying, "Oh, I don't need people to cheer me on, and that makes me a better duelist." Kind of shit. I bitched about that during Mind Game. I still fucking hate that line. That's why my note says Mai was wrong. And then, and then, the bit that I already ranted about the thing that made me write down my note of Seto is more of an asshole. What the actual fuck? You never had a plan. You rely on luck, therefore you never had a plan. Luck is a part of skill. I don't care what anybody says. Look at every RPG ever. Almost all of them, almost every single RPG that I have ever seen in my life has luck as a stat. It is not the best stat, but luck is a stat. And it is an important stat, too. It's actually kind of the difference between a good unit in, say, Fire Emblem, for example, and a shit unit. I mean, yeah, sure, you can train, fuck, what was his name? Oh, fuck. Alright, I need to look this up. Give me a second. It's, no, you. There you are. What is your name? Arthur. There is a character named Arthur in Fire Emblem Fates. Okay? His stats are terrible. just to go ahead and just say that as bluntly as I can. His stats are fucking terrible. Ed. Like I, I'm actually just gonna scroll down and I'm gonna go ahead and tell you a tell you his starting stats. Okay, you ready for this? All right, so his HP is 24 plus 5 because he's got a skill that increases his HP by 5. So 29, we'll just say 29. He's got 29 HP, excuse me. 29 HP, 12 strength, 0 in magic, but he's a fighter, so that makes sense. 9 skill, 8 speed, 1 luck, 9 defense, 4 resistance. Okay, he starts at level 7. Evan, I'm not going to bore you with any of the details, but what I am going to tell you is his growth rates that kind of make him kind of a shit unit. His HP has 70%, his strength has 65%, and none for magic, but again that makes sense. He's not meant to be a mage. Skill 70, speed 50, luck 10%, and defense 50, and resistance 20%. Now, if you are not familiar with Fire Emblem, those percentages I just listed off for you is how much of a percent chance is the probability that each of those stats are going to go up when he levels up. So every time he levels up, he's got a 70% chance for HP to go up, a 65% chance for strength to go up, etc., etc. You know, so 10% on luck. Now you might be tempted to ask, well, Blue Wolf, what does the luck stat do in Fire Emblem exactly? Well, it has various effects across all of the games. I'll stick to just Fire Emblem Fates so that way we don't get sidetracked here, okay? Hey, first of all, it can affect your hit rate, for example, for weapon on your weapons. Okay. Hey, as luck will add to your hit rate. Hey, half of your luck is how much that will increase. Ditto with avoid. Luck also boosts your avoid. It gives you a bonus to avoid. Avoid. Half of your luck is increased to your avoid, right? Because your avoid is speed times 1.5 plus whatever half your luck is. So if you have 2 luck, it adds 1 additional point, right? Critical evade, effectively the reduction of the enemy's chance to do a critical hit against you and inflict you with triple the damage. Okay. And then there's a whole bunch of skills that activate based on your luck as well. I won't rattle all of those off because duh, right? So why am I bringing this up in relation to Seto's final line about how he never had a plan? Jaden Yuki in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links says that luck is a part of skill. And I agree with that. Because luck is a part of skill. You need a little bit of luck. Right? I mean, for fuck's sakes, that's literally what having a heart of the cards moment is all about. Your luck prevails. Like, hello? Ugh. Ugh. And Yugi is no better. Atem is no better in this because Atem is effectively trying to fucking duel Jinochi to keep to have his promised duel with Jinochi. Wow, Atem. I hate to say this, but you've been accidentally turned into an asshole with that now that I'm thinking about it. Because there's a thought that popped into my head in both versions, and I had to write down the note twice because it just made me I want to fucking backhand Yugi as hard as I fucking could. Good. I mean, yeah, I want to fucking castrate Seto, but that's for other reasons. Yugi, I wanted to fucking slug him. Because it was like, are you fucking kidding me? How fucking stupid are you? Like, why? Just why? What? Oh my god. Oh. Ugh. And the note that made me think of this is, why is Joey wanting to fight Marika Shock? In either version, why is Joey wanting to fight Marika Shock? Like, right? Of course he wants to duel Merrick. He's been talking about saving my non-fucking stop. Like, there's even a part where Anzu has a flashback, and Jinochi says, "Don't tell Yugi I'm going to fight Merrick." What? In what reality is Jinochi wanting to fight Merrick to save Mai a fucking shock? And it not being bad writing. like, I don't know. Like, the only way I could fathom it is if Mai was a secret girlfriend for Jinochi. You know? Which, no, we're not going that fucking route with it. Because that has all of the problems. But, oh my god. Oh, fuck. Do I like any of the fucking characters in this three-parter, you may ask? Yes. Joey. Jinochi and Joey are actually awesome in this three-parter, weirdly enough. I mean, okay. The entire rest of the episode around them sucks, except for the duel, but the duel itself and Jinochi is awesome. Hell, there's even a superfluous line I fucking adore from Joey in the dub. Thanks, Yug. Blasting my lights out is the nicest thing you've ever done for me. That line is so stupid. And yet, it's brilliant at the same time because, yes! Yes, that fucking was the nicest thing he could have. I don't know about ever done, but that's certainly the nicest thing he could have fucking done in the moment. Stop coddling me, Yugi, you fucking twat. Is basically what both Joey and Jinochi say. With Joey, it's literally like, yeah, I'm never gonna grow as a duelist if you keep coddling me. Like Joey tells it to attempt straight. Knock it the fuck off. Treat me as an enemy. Fight me as an equal. Show me some fucking respect because Seto sure is fucking. Sorry, I actually. Show me some fucking. Show me some fucking respect. Heck, Yug, because Seto over there sure is fucking going to. And because Kaiba over there sure is fucking going to. No, and Kaiba would even acknowledge that and just be like, "Oh, I guess the broken clock is right twice a day." See? Fuck. Fucking hell. Ugh. Ugh. God. So I guess that's the only thing. The only thing left other than to mention that Joey wants to face Merrick, is to get into the duel proper. So, duel starts off. Seto goes ahead and you know, he summons Force Raider. He places a couple of cards. Cards goes over to Merrick. He puts new Doria in defense, and that's about it. Yugi goes Big Shield Gardener and 2 face downs. And Joey's got nothing. He sets Grave Robber and passes. Kaiba tries to go after Joey with Force Raider. Regulation of Tribe is then activated by Yugi, which stops monsters of a specific type from getting done. I don't remember if Regulation of Tribe's effect is optional, actually. So give me a second to look that up real quick. But yeah, no. So it looks like it can be. It can be. I don't think it's optional. Optional, but I could be wrong about that. So, my bad. Anyways, but again, that's what editing is for. But anyways, so regulation of tribe happens. Blah 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 blah. I will keep my promise in the sub. You and I are a team, Joey. I will always protect you in the dub. Yeah, we've already been over that. So after more flashbacks, Yugi ends up getting Beast of Gilfer. Her. In order onto the field, Archfiend of Hilfer onto the field, and goes to attack Kaiba. Kaiba activates Attack Guidance Armor, the first time this has ever been used, and will actually be used more prominently in the movie, of all things, in Pyramid of Light, fun fact. Which then bounces the attack to Lord Poison, which is Merrick's only other monster, because, again, I've skipped ahead a little bit. But Yugi activates 7 tools of the bandit to prevent Merrick's counter of Mirror Force, which costs him 1,000 points, and is honestly one of the first times a trap negation effect has ever come up, which is actually kind of cool. So then in and that actually gets into part 3 because Regulation of Tribe is the end of part 1. So then we get into part 3. Dark Geroid lowers Gearfried the Iron Knight's attack down to 1,000, but Skull Dice reduces Geroid by half. Well, then we get Kaiba using Shrink. Because Kaiba apparently wants to be an asshole and help the fucking murderous psychopath out. Because Seto is an asshole in this fucking episode. Ugh. So then Joey has his big speech when Atem goes to attack with Gilfer. Is going to go after Merrick, but then Joey's like, no, you come after me. Hey, for fuck's sakes, you quit coddling me and come after me, you asshole. Well, Yugi obliges him. Thanks. Blasting my lights out was the nicest thing you ever did for me, Yug. Thanks. Then Joey makes the best fucking play he can. So in both versions, they basically question after Joey summons Axe Raider and goes to attack Kaiba, why the fuck did he do that? Of course, nobody thought to question, wait, he's had a face down card this entire fucking duel. I want to stress that part. Grave Robber's been on the field the entire duel. Nobody noticed. Everybody all thought that fucking card was a bluff, and it's like, that's my problem with the duels in DM. Everybody underestimates every fucking field, and it angers me so goddamn much that I'm just like, what the actual fuck is this shit? I also don't like the I also don't like the true duelist thing, but whatever. But anyways, so Joey summons Axe Raider, goes to attack Blade Knight. Well, obviously Seto counters. Let's face it, Seto was going to activate Ring of Destruction regardless. Because again, Seto's an asshole in this three-parter. I would have liked it more, or if he went after Dark Geroid and was like, yeah, I'm gonna attack Dark Geroid, and then Seto activated that, Kaiba activates, his two face downs, then he's like, oh sweet, you just handed me exactly what I wanted, Seto. Thanks. Hey Kaiba, thanks. What? Ring of Destruction destroys. He destroys Axe Raider, and then Yugi can even say, can even say, but then both players will lose 1,700 life points. Nah, Kaiba's got Ring of Defense down. Oh, I mean, come on, Yugi. He always uses Ring of Destruction and Ring of Defense together. This isn't rocket science. I mean, it's Yugi. Oh, come on. He's done this multiple times. Names. Seto activates Ring of Defense and says, yeah, yep, he's right. I have Ring of Defense. Hence, so you go bye-bye now, Jinochi. And then Joey is like, yeah, no, actually I've got this trap card. What? Oh, don't worry, Kaiba. I don't care. I'm not going. This attack ain't going to destroy you. Who? It can't. Ring of Defense. But what it can do is steal Spell of Pain out of Merrick's graveyard and blast him for 1,700 life points, which drops him down to 0. Fuck yeah. And then, of course, Seto is a fucking asshole, does not acknowledge how awesome of a fucking 5,000 IQ play, of a 500 IQ play that was. Because the episode ends with everybody shooting up to the semifinals. Fuck this three-parter. Just straight up fuck this three-parter. And the sad thing is that I've already talked, even if I was to give you a rant view, the changes section would be literally have just been stated throughout the video. Change the dialogue so that the dialogue doesn't fucking suck, and cut down on those fucking flashbacks. We don't need them. We don't. The flashbacks are literally just there to pad out the runtime. They are literally more filler than the entire fucking filler arc we just had. How's that fucking work? Did this really need to be 3 fucking episodes? Like, I swear to God, at least half of an episode was literally devoted to these goddamn flashbacks. Oh, I didn't keep track, obviously, but, like, I literally skipped past, like, 2 minutes in the dub. I skipped past, like, 2 minutes. Actually, yeah, I skipped past, like, 2 minutes of actual fucking runtime of the episode because there was nothing important. I sorry, excuse me. I had to pay attention to a couple of things in the sub because, yeah, I had to actually rewind in the sub. But what I missed wasn't even fucking important to begin with. It's just Jinochi reflecting. Oh, I actually actively have a headache now, and it is already 6:30 at night. I've been working on trying to get through this fucking three-parter all day. This is not boding well. Especially considering next... Oh, God. Next week... Next week, I have to talk about why I fucking hate the end of this next four-parter. And if you're wondering why, well, I'll just go ahead and tell you. Yeah, part 4 of The Darkness Returns, which is what the next part is called, the Japanese name of episode 128 is Janochi Dies. Yeah. Let's just say it is basically one of the stupidest fucking things I've ever seen. Not to the same extent as Mind Game. There's no way in hell Darkness Returns is gonna be a rant view. If nothing else, Guilford the Lightning's gonna pull it out from under that, because I honestly love that. Although I will say one thing. I will say one thing about these episodes. Uh, uh I will say one thing about these episodes. We're going to be ending on a sorry, I almost said cliffhanger. On a clip show at the end of this thing. How's that for irony? But whatever. I'm done ranting. I'm finally done ranting. I I encourage you to direct all of your hatred to the comment section below and type out essays about how fucking wrong I am. Go ahead, get it out of your system. I hate this three-parter. I will probably never watch the three-parter outside of maybe one of those YouTube videos that chops out all of the superfluous dialogue shit. Right? Because, no, seriously, fuck this three-parter. This is an E-rank three-parter if I've ever seen one. We're not off to a great start with the Battle City with the Battle City finals. Thankfully, next week, the four-parter we'll be covering next week, I remember this one very fondly, so we'll see how that goes next time. Until then, Blue Wolf Alex of the Lore Walker signing out. Have a good one. Duel stand by.